Hey, what's going on?
Can you hear me now, Ron?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Good. How you been?
Man, I'm okay. I told you 7 o'clock because I'm 3 hours ahead, so I had to
Gotcha.
duck out to the car. I'm actually in Atlanta, visiting nephew and his wife.
Nice.
They just had a newborn, so I just came down to with some more family members to just see the baby, see my nephew, great nephew. But I don't know where you got my text message. So what I wanted to do, Ron, like it's just a one-on-one conversation with me and you, uh, to kind of give I wanted to have this, you know how we have our
Yeah.
candid conversation sometimes, just to give people some insight on like this whole business fund and this whole the building of corporate funding, because it's a lot of fucked up information out there. And I give your props out to anybody like you in the industry come to that. Like, I'll even bow down to that. But I'll just let you I got a few questions, but I just kind of want you to, re re-explain or reiterate like how the whole how you the process of you building out, let's say a Shelfcorp or just a 2-year-old corp or just a 1-year-old, a company that's not even a year old, like the process and what
Got
some
it.
of the lenders are looking for, what people need to, put on their credit, add to their business credit profile.
Got it. Well, here's number one. When let's say first you have to know what credit profile to build for the type of funding you're looking for. So if someone's trying to get store cards, they need gas cards for their company. They need, Home Depot, a net 60 or net 90 account because they're building. Then you would go and build your Dun and Bradstreet up. Your DMB or Dun and Bradstreet is your Paydex score, which will help you get store accounts on every single retail store account like Uline, Granger, Tiger Direct, Office Depot, everybody. Anything that's a store, their applications for a business, they're going to ask for your DMB number. So your 80 Paydex will be used at the store. Now, if your goal for funding is a loan from the bank, a line of credit from the bank, car loan from the bank, mortgage from the bank, credit cards from American Express or Capital One, then you want to make sure you're not trying to build the DMB that go after the bank. Lending institutes pull what the IRS have given you. So they gave you a social security number when you were born, and they gave your company an EIN number when it was created for the same exact type of funding: loans, lines of credit, credit cards, vehicles, and mortgages. So the bank application won't ask you for a DMB number, or the car dealership won't, or American Express or Capital One won't. They'll say EIN. So make sure you're building the right credit for what you're going after. And now you know which direction you're going. If you're going to attack like credit cards or vehicles, that's pretty easy because a vehicle is low risk to a lender and a credit card is low risk. So they're not going to underwrite your company. You can have, let's say, a 8 month, 9 month old company and go after 10, 20, $30,000 credit cards per lender at a time if you build up the company the right way and have a young company. Your personal credit's usually involved, so you want to have your personal and your business set up the right way before you walk in. Some lenders might do no PG, but most
Mm-hmm.
lenders do personal credit. So I always like taking the what if that lender is going to ask for my personal credit? Might as well pay to take care of that if there's something wrong with it, and pay to fix and build your business credit. Take care of both of them, get everything you've ever wanted personally and business side at the same time. Now, if you want to go after, let's say, no personal guarantee vehicles, that's not too hard at all. I was talking to people today about how to go after it. Uh, from Honda to Mercedes, they're going to go out, they're going to use Ally Financial. No matter what you do, they don't fish different banks when going after business vehicles.
When it's a corporate vehicle, they Ally Bank. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. When it's a corporate vehicle, they're going to use Ally Financial. And the only other bank the car dealership can use is their own internal bank, which would be like Ford has Ford Financial. So they can choose between Ally Financial and Ford Financial, but they can't fish to Bank of America and Chase like they do for your personal, just those two. Now, with Ally Financial, if you have a 5-year-old business, you just waive the PG requirement and you make sure your business is built up. You don't want to walk in with a blank business credit report that you never borrowed anything. So make sure you show something. If you don't know how to show something, then you find someone like me. And we build that reference. So when you go into the dealer, now you're going to get 2, 3, 4 vehicles, up to a couple $100,000 worth of vehicles, and not giving them any money down if you don't want to. And you're not giving them a social, which is awesome. And that's a 5-year-old company. Anything under 5, you have to get lucky, and it won't be through Ally Financial. Maybe Ford will take it on if it's 3 or 4. But your rule of thumb is 5 years.
You can buy a 5-year-old company like a Shelfcorp, or reinstate one, like kind of like I explained in the book, when it's a company that's been lying dormant. But you had brought something to my attention, even with that, like when you're talking about building a company up, how you need to make sure that your company is reinstated or been active for a certain period of time, just to be able to benefit from the build out process, when somebody is hiring you for those type of services, right?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you go into lending, even as a kid or a business, if you're just born yesterday, the lender's not going to fund you. They need you to have some time on it. For a human, they want you to turn 2 years old before attacking a loan at a major lender. For a business, they want you just to hit 24 months old before attacking a loan at a major lender. You can get a car loan when you're way younger, credit cards when you're really young. But even if let's say you're 10 years old, if you have no credit, you've never borrowed money, it's very hard to borrow money for the first time. No lender just like when you're 18, they give you like $300 when you apply for the first time because you have no credit. They're going to treat your business the same way. They're going to say, well, you don't have any credit, we'll give you a starter loan or starter credit card. And usually that's not what you need. You need 50,000, you need 150,000, you need way more. So if you come in with the company that's 2 years old and someone like me were to attach some positive credit to it, 45 days later, you're going into a bank to go after loans, lines of credit, credit cards, vehicles, mortgages, and more. Anything you go after with an EIN number. And or you can go after credit cards and vehicles real simply. And that's really about it if you're a young company. Now, when I set up my company, here's something that's real fun. Everybody's told that you have to do this crazy setup. So from day one, you go and get a phone number, a website, a business location, and all this stuff. That stuff's needed if let's say you're not really ready to open up a business yet, but you're trying to build up for more funding first so you can really successfully start that business. So you register your company, or you buy a company that's 2 years old, but you register a company. You build I never add the phone number in the beginning for the first year or two until I really need to start a business. But I set up a company with no phone number, no website, no business location, no employees, no bank account. I wait 4 months. I build the business credit. Month later, business credit looks great. I still wait another 4 months because I want to add age to my young company. So when my company's 8, 9 months old, I walk into Bank of America. I say, can I have a bank account? They say, sure, give me $100 bill. Do you want a credit card? Yes. Let's check your credit. Wow, you're handling X amount of money on your business already very well. Here's 20 or 30,000. So every time I go to B of A with an incorporation, they give me 20, 30,000 on the first shot with a young company when no special build out other than business credits built, and the personal credit of the owner on a young company when they personally guarantee it is positive, no negatives. And that's not much more than that, going after simple things. If you want a loan, business phone number, business website, business location, business credit, business owner's credit. And if you want large loans, add financials.
Right. Let me ask you this, Ron. Like we had a conversation last night about how we talked about a lot of people. They they would purchase the DMB credit builder, and as we talk about, a lot of people don't know that DMB was actually sued by the Federal Trade Commission and lost because of the false business practicing where the whole credit builder thing was the shit wasn't real. It really wasn't benefiting the consumers almost. But you still have a lot of people out here that's focusing on Dun and Bradstreet and telling people like this is the thing to do to build up your Paydex. Well, like with Uline and all the other ones, and like what's your opinion or what would you tell somebody in regards to if they were thinking about purchasing a product for DMB to build their company up?
I laugh at it. That to me, that's kindergarten credit. And that's the way that my grandfather was told to build his business credit. And that's not the way it's done today for a lending institute. So if you go through the nightmare today of building DMB, which is a very weak reference because you can't go to the bank with it. You can't go to American Express with it, Capital One with it, your car dealers with it. What are you trying to get with it? You can go to the gas station with it, you can go to retail. So the process of DMB is a nightmare. And this is anyone who's gone through it, they know this. All my clients tell me about it every day. Ron, number one, I go to a company online, I pay them $800 and they just register 4 or 5 companies: Uline, Granger, Tiger Direct, Office Depot, Home Depot, Sam's Club, gas stations. And they give me 4 or 5 of them. And then I'm not done there. They say, well, next you have to buy something from each one of these 4 or 5 vendors every single month, $50 to $100 each, and pay it back each month for 5 months at the minimum. And they go, in 5 months, they're all going to report, and you're going to have this magical 80 Paydex, like an 800 credit score. Well, next thing you know, within the 5 months, you're buying stuff and buying stuff. Some have reported, and some just have not reported that you bought anything. There's no Paydex, and you're contacting them. How come you're not reporting? How come you're not reporting? They don't care. So you have to go and pay the Dun and Bradstreet company for their DMB builder program, where they say, hey, give us more money. And you can type in those companies that are not reporting, and we'll call them. Now, how long did it take a regular person to actually want to pay DMB? How many months did they try to do it for free where nothing was happening before they paid DMB? You're about a year and a half into your DMB process. You look at your NAV report, you have this 80 Paydex, and I could only imagine how excited someone is because they went to war for that 80 Paydex. They had to they had to pay this guy, they had to pay these 5 people 5 times, they had to pay it back, then they had to pay Dun and Bradstreet and make phone calls, and nothing was happening. It's a nightmare. So when you see it, you're excited. What's the first thing you do? You don't go to the bank, you go to your computer, you fill out an application for your first business credit card. Right there, right struck in your face, you're like, where do I put the DMB number? It's nowhere on this application. So you get confused. You still fill it out, put your EIN number. EIN is blank. Boom, you either get a starter credit card of 2,000 or 3,000 or a denial. And 2,000 or 3,000 is not what you spent thousands of dollars with all those 5 companies buying stuff that you don't need that's at your house now. So next thing you do is you go to the bank because there's a human there. And you go, oh, the bank's application will probably show my DMB. Banker, where do I put DMB? I don't see anything on this loan application or this business credit card application. And he says, well, you go put that in the Walmart application. He goes, that we're not a store, we're a financial institute. We're just going to pull what the IRS gave you, a social security number and an EIN number. Those are the only things we pull as a lending institute. And you go, oh, so what are you going to pull? They go, EIN. Oh, that's how you're going to see my 80 Paydex that I worked so hard for. And they go, no, I just got done saying that's your DMB. We don't look at Paydex scores. That's for stores. We look at your EIN, and they go, oh, crap, what did I do for the last year? Why did I buy all this stuff? Oh, my crap. They're upset. And not like they're going to go back to True Builder, whoever they went to, and talk to the sales rep that doesn't work there anymore. And now you're like, oh crap. When the alternative, instead of going through that nightmare, you could actually build the type of references your bank is pulling. Takes less than 2 months. You're building your EIN number instead of your DMV number. DMV, that's for all the sheep. They go that way. They wait in line at the club. They brought their $20. They brought their 2 guy friends. They're never going to get in. They brought the right math. But then you got someone like me walking right by with 2 girls on my shoulder, walking right into the club because I built the right credit for the venue I was going to. Right. So now the alternative is you build your EIN. You don't know how, you contact someone like me. And when you build the EIN, we're building your experience. That's what your bankers are looking at. That's what your credit cards are looking at. That's what most lenders are pulling. And then you have different bureaus you can build to enhance the business credit. Everything takes less than 2 months to build something like that. And then you're going to the bank. You don't need to buy stuff from a whole bunch of companies. You don't need to go through the Tiger Direct, the Quills, the Grangers, the Net 30s. That's not going to help you at the bank. And now you're going to whatever credit card companies you want to fill out for. You're going to your bank for loans and lines of credit. You're going to the car dealerships for multiple vehicles in your company's name. You're buying a house in your company's name. And it's a lot easier and faster to do that, so that you either need store credit. So you go through that nightmare of, 8, 9, 10, 12 months and try to build that 80 Paydex. Or if you're trying to go to the bank and the bank's going to give you a real credit card it's an all access credit card you can use at Tiger Direct, Quill. You can go on vacation, you can buy gas, you can do anything with a real credit card from the bank or American Express. But with a store card, you have to go look for which card you're getting. You have to only use that one store for that one place. And that's not fun for me. So I've never had a DMV number in my life on any of the 6 entities that I own. I just build my EIN up and I make sure my personal credit's straight. That's it.
What do you say to people, because I've seen this before for people that don't know. What do you say to people that say the whole Shelfcorp thing doesn't work anymore? Like, don't buy Shelfcorp,
don't buy
that's
it
not
wrong.
The way to go. Exactly.
Yeah, don't buy it wrong. I have people that come to our company or me every day and they say, hey, Ron, I got this 5-year-old Shelfcorp I bought from 1, 2, 3 Shelfcorps or wherever. And I spent this much money. I need you to do your job. I look at it on the Secretary of State in 2 seconds. I say, I can't touch this corp. It was inactive for 3 years and you just activated it today. If you want someone to build past debt to it or past credit, can't touch it because you didn't set it up right. But there's Shelfcorps. Every billionaire and millionaire and everyone, they're buying companies. This company buys this company every day. That's a Shelfcorp. The only thing different is those companies are running where they have revenue going through them, and they cost tens of thousands of dollars because they're actually actively running. All you're doing is you're just purchasing a company that's just sitting around waiting for someone to purchase it for one major purpose: age. Very important to a lender. A human needs to be 18 to go after a cash loan. The lender, they know your business needs to be 24 months old to go after a cash loan from a major lender. So you want to start your dream. You want a loan. You're today, if you register a company, it's not 2 years old. So you go purchase an age corporation. Then you come to someone like me, build the age credit. 45 days later, from start to finish, you have a company with age credit. And then you go, at that point, I would say go after credit cards. When you go after the credit cards, once you get your first credit card that day on the 46th day or whenever you want, use that credit card to get the business phone number, the business website, the business location. And now you have the other pieces of underwriting. You have the age company, business phone number, business website, business location, business credit, and hopefully the owner's got good personal credit. Those 6 steps of underwriting can get you up to 40 to 60,000 with no financials needed. Once you go a little over the $60,000 mark with most lenders, they're going to want to make sure you can afford the debt, and they'll look at your tax returns. If you're creative, you go after 5 lenders at the same exact time, and then they all think they're the only funder. You stack the loans, and now you have 4, 5, 6 loans, 35 here, 45 here, 50 here, 30 here, and you've maximized it in a whole bunch of credit cards at the same time. But
Right.
that's
A lot, a
right,
lot of
dude.
people, like even on the, the personal side, a lot of people don't realize because they put so much focus on my credit score has to be
Oh,
this high, but they don't realize one of the most important things, even if you got a high credit score, when you're going to secure any type of loan, they want to they want to know that you can afford the debt, even beyond the credit score. Can you afford this loan or
correct.
this credit that we're extending you? So that's a good point that you just made in regards to on the business side, because a lot of people don't realize that so many people focus on the credit score and not realize the bank also wants to know that you can afford what we loaning you, like you can afford this debt. So I'm gonna ask you one other question that I have for you, like, because before in a call before you mentioned one bank that a couple of your clients was like they didn't even look at the personal credit after what you had done to it. The
Yeah.
bank in Ohio, like, have you has there been the experience from some of the other people that have come behind those clients?
Yeah.
Key bank.
So Key Bank in Ohio, from what I've been hearing, I don't go research, but I have an influx of clients. I help them build their business credit, and they all go out and try to get the funding that they need. And a lot of them will come back and say, "Hey, look what I got." Within the last 90 days, I've probably had somewhere 5 or 6 separate people come back to me and say, "Ron, I got 50,000. I got offered 50,000." And it was always 50,000. And then they kept saying no PG, which is very rare right now, especially after COVID. Lenders don't trust most businesses are running at 100% after the last 2 years. So they're really PG in almost everything. And then when they get an influx of people, I started asking them questions, and I realized each one of their companies were in Ohio. And I asked them what bank. They all went to Key Bank. Every single one of these separate people that didn't know each other, they all were right around that area. They all had a bank called Key Bank. I'm in Southern California. We don't have Key Bank over here, so there's nobody talking about no PG. So I haven't seen anything change there, and that's been. It looks like if you build your business credit, your company, you probably want it to be 3, 4, 5 years old. Probably over 3 years old. I couldn't imagine that they're just offering no PG just when you hit the 2-year mark, but maybe I didn't really look at those clients, the business age of the companies. I know one of them was over 5 years old that I looked in more, but I would imagine they had some age on the company, because that lowers the risk. Just like buying a car with no PG, you're supposed to be 5 years, and then no real structure. I mean, if you're going to go for a loan, you need to have your phone number, your website, business location at the minimum. Is they're going to check the phone number, they're going to check their website, they're going to check the business location. No PO box or no business location that if you Google map it, it says UPS store on it or FedEx Kinko's, unless you own the UPS store. But if you're just a box in it, you can't put your employees in that UPS store, and the banker will deny your loan. So make sure if you got a virtual office, it's connected to a building with a front desk girl that answers the phone and options to use office or meeting rooms in there. That's a building when they Google it.
Right. And you the thing you just said about there's not a Key Bank in California. And I'll just say this, one of the things that I be trying to stress to people, like, okay, let's say like somebody in California want to target a bank in Ohio or a bank in New York or a bank in
Register a
North
company
Carolina.
there.
Yeah, or do file a paperwork, file a certificate of authority as a foreign corporation to do business in that state. And a lot of
Yep.
people don't know that you can do that. It doesn't cost a whole lot, and it's going to benefit you for whatever, money that you have to pay to file that paperwork. But man, I just wanted to hop on here real fast with you. I know me and you've been talking about doing an event this year, and we're gonna make that happen. Because you like a well-kept secret for a lot of people, you know, they don't know about you, you know. Um, I try to put your name out there as much as I can, and I'm really looking forward to doing an event with you where we bring both of our talents together and just, share this information with a lot of people that's out here getting the wrong information from people that they think knowledgeable about this whole business credit, Shelfcorp, business funding, Dun and Bradstreet, and they not. They really just parrots repeating shit that they heard other people say, or they just speaking in theory. They not hands-on,
Yeah.
I think both of us are hands-on, so we know, what the true process is, what the banks are looking for, and what to do and what not to do. So, but like I said, I just wanted to, for me and you just to have this conversation. I'm gonna put it out there for my people, uh, so they can get a taste of some of the knowledge and information that you just shared, and so they could, hook up with you for the ones that's able to afford, the services that you provide. So, but that's pretty much what I wanted to do, man.
Awesome.
Hopefully we can do this one more time, but invite, let it be an open Zoom call. But I'm sure you're gonna get a lot of hits after I post this. I'm gonna make sure all your information, all your contact information, is available for people to hit you up. I know you told me you got the TikTok going now, so I'm gonna make sure that they have everything, man. But
awesome.
I am, when we hang up, I am gonna hit you back up so that the individual I told you about, she ready for that phone call. So
cool.
When we hang up, I'm gonna hit you up so that we can call her. But man, I appreciate you hopping on here and doing this. Man, I appreciate you a lot, man. Just the information that you provided on this Zoom call. So, but
awesome. I'm always thank you for letting me on here, because I mean, nobody knows this stuff. We've lived it. We've gone through it. We've gone after funding, and it's not as crazy as the internet makes it sound. So yeah, hit us up.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to do with you, Ron, at some point as well, man, if we could, because you knowledgeable about the cryptocurrency and what's going on in the whole crypto world, man, I want you to share some of those jewels with, the people that's following, because a lot of people don't know, like, that's the world we headed into, and
oh yeah,
you can get left behind. So, man, I want to do that at some point, but man, I'm not
I
gonna
love
hold
talking
you.
about it.
I'm not gonna hold you too much longer, but like I said, I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna call you. I'm about to call you right back so I can make this introduction with you and my people. All right.
Cool.
All right, man. Peace
all right,
out.
big guy. Later.
I'll talk
Thanks.
to you later. All right, no doubt.